enjoy how amazing it's about. Forget about and English. Every time it's too much on the results. Otherwise, like a climber, you will constantly think about the peak and not focus on the path in front. Because ultimately, language learning, speaking a language, is about living and enjoying and talking to people. If you want to know more about this, I've written an extensive article about how I've learned English. You can click on the link in the description box. You can
have a positive mindset, and you have to enjoy the process, and you have to try to communicate with other people. This it's good advice. It's not bad, but it's to a certain degree it's just unrealistic. It's unrealistic because if I say it's not a matter of being positive or not. It's more a matter of being disciplined enough. So you study every day, you put the time, you put the effort, you're going to see the results. Like in 1 month, if you study every day for 30 days in a row, you're going to see results, and then this is going to give you the motivation to keep. But like Luca lives in Europe. I don't think he's married. I don't think he has like family and stuff. And depending on your situation in life, it's much easier to learn English. You can travel, you can meet people, you can talk. But sometimes, like you are in Brazil, you have a job, you have 2 kids, you have just one hour. It's unrealistic. This is just for a few percentage of people that are able to live this lifestyle. So yeah, that's just. People have a positive mindset, but I don't know. It's in my opinion, it's shallow advice. It's just too shallow. It's more about the views. In my opinion, this video here, it's more about the views, trying to get views. It's pretty awesome. Now I want some Joe Rogan because you know why? Joe Rogan clips because I want to hear some conversation. Nice conversation.
Hello.
Hello. Speaking the way Lucas speaks and those guys, because it just difference between a very good no-native speaker and native speaker. Reachable goal to talk just like a native because it's the same. 15 seconds and I immediately recognize the native nuances. It's just insane.
If you don't find shit to do, you're gonna lose your mind.
You would get addicted to that.
I just want to learn shit.
You would like it because there's so much to learn.
Never-ending journey of shit. Never-ending journey of shit. My mind is not. Okay, I'm gonna have to
He loves it, so I just don't want to get left behind. To I can't do.
Be able to kick your
ass.
ass.
I don't want that. When you get 17, 18. What you say, Dad? Hold on.
Oh, yeah, you don't want that.
Boy, you better back up.
Yeah, yourself.
Confidence.
Yeah.
You need that for confidence.
It'll help you avoid things too.
Well, I tell my kids, your last name puts a target on your back that you didn't ask for. And we don't go and create problems. But you should always be prepared for problems if they were to occur. And if they do, I just want you guys to know how to defend yourself. So the things that I have my kids doing is just have the knowledge and understanding. The worst thing is just not knowing. You know, they're growing up completely different than I grew up. Where I grew up, you had no choice but to know. You ain't know how to fight, that's your ass. Because you're going to get tested. There's no way around it. You're going to get tried. You're going to get robbed. You're going to get your book bag taken.
So you're gonna get tried. It's a very good sentence. You're gonna get tried. You're gonna get robbed.
Somebody going to try to take your sneaks. Like, it's and Hart was sometimes saying, I don't care if I get my ass whooped. I'm not gonna be a bitch. I'm not gonna allow y'all to think that this can happen. So I'm gonna lose today, but tomorrow I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna find you. I'm gonna talk. Whatever that moment was, it was about establishing any level of respect that you could, and that respect eventually turned into friendship from all people. That didn't exist.
That is the big conundrum of successful
Great
people.
word.
The big what? Conundrum?
Didn't exist.
That is the big conundrum of success.
Conundrum. Conundrum. A confusing problem or question that is very difficult to solve. The role of traps is one of the big conundrums. One of the big conundrums. Problem about it. So it's a problem or a question, something that people don't. Problem or question that successful people are trying to resolve. Solve, actually. Oh, conundrum is enigma. Conundrum is dilemma. No. Conundrum is conundrum. You know, if you think like that, or you can think about, oh, it's a riddle, because here's synonym, riddle. Like riddle is, let's see the definition of riddle. That's nothing in Portuguese, right? So riddle, question that is difficult to understand, and that has a surprising answer. Something that people are trying to solve, right? So like a proper question. So if you think that way, if you think just in English and you don't translate, right? It's going to be better because you're not going to associate like, oh, conundrum is this and oh, enigma. Oh no, it's more like dilemma. No, conundrum is confusing problem or question, right? So try to not translate. You can use translation in the beginning. It's a very useful tool for learning English, especially in the beginning. But after a while, once you go monolingual, just try to avoid translating because you can understand any word without translating it into Portuguese, right? About the definitions of words in English, right? The definition in English. Okay, let's go back.
It's scary because, you know, my wife told me, she was like, you know, I love that you're not hard on your kids, but you always make sure there's a lesson. And what I had to really realize is they didn't ask to be born into this. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, it's not their fault,
Right.
that they're coming up completely different than how we were raised.
Right.
And understand and not take for granted what
Right.
they have.
Right.
For me, it's tough because I got good kids. They're good students. They apply themselves in school. They listen. They don't do dumb shit. Yeah, they want to play video games and stay up like any other kid. You hear these things. It's so different, man. These were your steps. The steps are broken. How did you even play? Oh my God, Dad. There was somebody else. 3 different people lived in this one thing. Together, y'all are strangers? Like they don't. What? Hey, shut up. Everybody, my own answers. Everybody in the car. Get in the car. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to say at this part. Get everybody in the car.
Wow.
But when you see that, that's the reality that you took them to the neighborhood and showed them how stores are in the neighborhood. That's where we got candy from. Here's where we would get little sandwiches from. Y'all walk. We don't have no stores like this. We can't walk to stuff. It's a completely different world.
Wow.
It's a completely different world. See people standing on the street corners. What they doing there? They selling drugs. That's tough right there. Those are people that your dad still knows. They've been there forever. That's what you don't want to do. But they're forced with these decisions just because of what they have to do. You just need to see this. Dad is taking you here to see this. Drove them all around North Philadelphia, all around South Philadelphia. Made sure that they could see it. You gotta physically see. We go out the country, we go to these resorts and islands. Before we go there, we're gonna drop. We go out the country, we go to these resorts and islands. You gotta physically see South Philadelphia. Make sure that they can see it. You gotta physically see.
You gotta physically see it. This expression is really good. Physically see it. It's simple, but I think most Brazilians would not use it. Like, you gotta physically see it. Make sure them see it. You gotta physically see it.
We go out the country, we go to these resorts and islands. Before we go there, we're gonna drive around so you can see what it doesn't have. I'm constantly beating my kids with that information.
Teacher Mauro Vergara, can I?
And honest and say,
One of my
I'm
direct
comfortable
subordinates, one of my guys that worked for me, he would call
with
me
the
up
understanding
or
of
when you're trying with some major problem,
hard
some
work
issue.
brings great rewards. This is a reminder of the hard work and dedication that I put into everything that I've done. I'm not content because I know where I came from and I don't ever want to go back.
I'm not content. This is a word that I just don't use. I just don't know why. This word is so common, but I just don't use it. Content is to be happy and satisfied with what you have. I'm not content. He seemed more content, less bitter. You had to be content. You can be content with third place. Let's see how he uses the expression, the word.
That doesn't mean I don't want to go back. I'm not content because I know where I came from and I don't ever want to go back.
I'm not content because I know. She seemed quite content. Content. It's not content, it's content. Okay, so she seemed quite content with the idea. She seemed quite happy. It's like satisfied, quite satisfied. It's like a mixture of satisfaction and happiness. Content.
I want to go back and I want to help. I want to inspire, I want to motivate. I want to show people that there is a way out, that there is a way to do more, to get more, to obtain more. But
Drift. Demo drift. Content é tipo satisfeito. That's why I don't like to translate. About satisfaction, or satisfied. I don't like to translate. I like to try to.
keep it.
With this broadcast, it content with this life, probably you just said that because you're thinking, oh, it's satisfeito. then I'm gonna say I'm content. And improve the way you speak English,